Virgo, someone's been holding you like a secret, like a promise they made to themselves when nobody was listening. Now the keeping ends and the showing begins. Stay with me. Adoration operates differently than casual liking. Liking is surface appreciation, noticing attractive qualities, enjoying someone's company when convenient. Adoration is reverence, is treating someone as precious, as special, as worthy of careful attention and thoughtful consideration, even when they're not present, even when giving them that attention provides no immediate benefit, even when keeping them in mind requires discipline because life is full and demanding, and most people get relegated to background noise unless they're actively demanding your focus through their presence or their need. This person adores you, has been adoring you quietly, privately, carefully, not performing the adoration for your benefit, not making it visible to earn reciprocation or to make you feel obligated. Just holding it as truth, as reality they live with, as constant awareness that you exist in world and your existing makes world better, makes their life better, makes them better, because knowing you, witnessing you, caring about you has become foundational to how they move through their days. And the throughout everything is significant. This isn't new feeling. This isn't sudden attraction that appeared yesterday and might disappear tomorrow. This is sustained. This is tested. This has survived time, distance, difficulty, other people, other priorities, other relationships that came and went while you remained constant in their awareness, remained important even when circumstances made being close to you impossible, made expressing adoration inappropriate, made keeping you in mind the only form of connection available. They've been through things. Life happened. Challenges, changes, chaos that would have erased you from most people's attention because most people can only hold so much, can only prioritize so many people, can only maintain care for people who are actively present rather than for people who exist at distance or in memory or in imagination of what could be if circumstances aligned differently. But you survived their everything. You stayed relevant through breakups, through career changes, through geographic moves, through family crises, through all the life events that reorganize priorities and relationships. You staying relevant tells you something crucial. This isn't infatuation. This isn't crush that fades when tested by reality. This is genuine, deep care that's been pressure tested by actual difficulty and emerged intact, emerged stronger, emerged as certainty rather than as possibility. Now they're ready, ready to show you what they've been holding, ready to convert private adoration into public declaration, ready to stop keeping you in mind and start having you in life, in reality, in the actual relationship they've been wanting but couldn't pursue until now for reasons that made waiting necessary, made silence strategic, made keeping feelings private the only responsible option. Let me show you what their readiness means and what's about to change. Readiness isn't impulsive. It's not them waking up one morning and deciding randomly that today's the day to tell you how they feel. Readiness is culmination, is a result of internal work, external circumstances shifting, preparation, meeting opportunity in ways that make action suddenly viable where it wasn't viable before. They've been preparing for this. Maybe not consciously, maybe not deliberately, but they've been doing work that makes them worthy of you, makes them capable of being a partner you deserve, rather than just a person who adores you from distance without ability to actually show up properly. They've been healing wounds that would have made them problematic partner. They've been addressing patterns that would have hurt you. They've been becoming person who can actually handle intensity of their own feelings, who can be trusted with your heart if you choose to give it to them, who can build something sustainable rather than just burning bright briefly before collapsing under weight of unresolved issues that passion alone can't compensate for. Or they've been resolving practical obstacles, the relationship that needed to end before pursuing you honorably, the geographic distance that's now closing, the career instability that's now stabilizing, the family situation that demanded their full attention and prevented romantic focus. Whatever was making not now the only honest answer, that's shifting into finally now, into circumstances have changed enough that pursuing you serves both of us rather than just satisfying my desire at your expense. This readiness you're about to encounter is grounded readiness, is them approaching with awareness of what relationship requires, is them showing up not just with feelings, but with capacity, with availability, with concrete ability to be present in ways that adoring from distance never demanded. And their approach, when it comes, will reflect this groundedness, won't be desperate, won't be reckless, won't be them dumping years of pent up feeling on you without consideration for where you are, what you need, whether you're even available for what they're offering. It'll be thoughtful, respectful, clear about what they want while leaving you space to decide what you want. I've cared about you for a long time. I've kept that private because circumstances made sharing it complicated. Those circumstances have changed, and I'm ready to be honest about how I feel. I'm not expecting you to feel the same way. I just need you to know that this is real for me, has been real for me, and if you're open to exploring what this could be, I'm here. That's different energy than I love you and I need you to love me back. That's different pressure than I've been waiting for you and you owe me consideration because I waited. This is them offering their truth without demanding your reciprocation, without making their feelings your responsibility to manage or to return. This reflection invites you to consider, how does knowing someone's been adoring you privately, keeping you in mind throughout everything, make you feel about them? Let me address what kept you in mind throughout everything, specifically reveals about the depth of their attachment. Keeping someone in mind requires effort when they're not present, requires choosing to think about them, to wonder about them, to maintain awareness of their importance, when literally nothing external is forcing that awareness. They could have forgotten you, could have moved on, could have filled the space you occupy in their thoughts with other people, other interests, other pursuits that would have been easier than carrying torch for someone they couldn't be with, someone who maybe didn't even know they were being thought about, someone who might not reciprocate even when they finally confess. But they chose to keep you, chose to let you matter, even when letting you matter created longing, created frustration, created ongoing awareness of gap between what they wanted and what they had. They chose discomfort of keeping you central over ease of letting you fade to peripheral. This choice reveals character, reveals capacity for sustained care, reveals that their attachment isn't convenience based, isn't dependent on your constant presence or constant validation. They can hold you in absence, can maintain devotion without immediate reciprocation, can be loyal to feeling, to connection, to vision of what you could build together, even when building is impossible, even when waiting is painful, even when no guarantee exists that waiting will ever be rewarded. People like this are rare. Most people need constant reinforcement, need regular contact to maintain interest, need relationship to be easy, to be immediately gratifying, to provide consistent rewards for their investment. When relationship becomes difficult, when distance intervenes, when circumstances create obstacles, most people's interest wanes, their focus shifts to someone more available, someone who requires less patience, someone who can be had now rather than someday. This person isn't most people. They're someone who can delay gratification, someone who can invest in future possibility while accepting present limitation. Someone whose care for you is strong enough to survive the tests that eliminate superficial connections, that reveal who's actually committed versus who's just entertained while entertainment is convenient. And they've kept you in mind through their other relationships, if they had other relationships during the waiting. This doesn't mean they were unfaithful, weren't fully present with people they were with. It means you remained benchmark, remained comparison point, remained the person they measured others against, even when trying not to, even when knowing that wasn't fair to people they were actually with. Every relationship probably ended with them recognizing, consciously or unconsciously, that the person wasn't you, wasn't creating what they felt when thinking about you, wasn't satisfying the specific longing that you created just by existing, just by being yourself, just by being person who somehow imprinted on them so deeply that nobody else could fill the space you occupied. This isn't healthy if they used other people as placeholders while pining for you, but it's honest. It's them learning through comparison that what they feel for you is unique, is irreplaceable, is worth pursuing, even if pursuing comes with risk of rejection. That would devastate them more than losing someone they could have had but chose to release because having them wasn't having you. This reflection invites you to consider, does knowing they kept you in mind through other relationships make you feel valued, or does it create discomfort about how they treated those other people? Now, let me address what you should do with this information before they actually approach. First, examine your own feelings honestly. Do you feel this too? Have you been keeping them in mind? Or is their adoration one-sided? Is it surprising? Is it something you weren't aware of, and now that you know it exists, you're not sure you can reciprocate it. If you share the feelings, if you've been hoping for this, if their readiness arriving feels like relief, like finally, like what you've been waiting for, even if you weren't consciously waiting, then prepare yourself to receive their approach with openness. Don't play games. Don't make them work harder than necessary to prove what they've already been proving through years of keeping you central. Meet their vulnerability with matching vulnerability. Let them know that their feelings aren't one sided, that the waiting wasn't pointless, that being ready together is possible because you're ready too. But if you don't share the feelings, if their adoration is flattering but not reciprocated, if you care about them but not in the way they care about you, then you have responsibility to be clear about that when they approach. Don't string them along. Don't accept their attention while knowing you'll never want what they want. Don't let them keep investing in hope that you know is false hope because you already know your answer and your answer is no. Clarity is kindness here. Clarity lets them grieve and move on. Ambiguity keeps them trapped in, maybe, keeps them waiting for shift in your feelings that won't come, keeps them available to you in ways that prevent them from being available to someone who could actually reciprocate what they're offering. Second, preparation. Consider timing and readiness. Even if you share their feelings, even if you want what they want, are you actually ready? Are you available for relationship? Are you in place where you can meet their readiness with your own readiness? Where you can build something real rather than just acknowledging mutual feelings without being able to act on them because your circumstances don't allow it any more than theirs did before. If you're not ready, be honest about that. I feel this too, but I need time before I can pursue it. Or I'm interested in exploring this when X resolves. Give them information that helps them decide whether waiting longer serves them or whether knowing you're interested but unavailable is actually more painful than not knowing. Third, preparation. Manage expectations about what relationship will be. They've been building this in their mind for however long they've been keeping you there. They have vision of what being together would be like. That vision might be idealized, might not account for reality of actual relationship with actual you who has flaws, who has difficult days, who isn't a fantasy person they've been imagining, but real human with complexity. If you pursue this, both of you need to navigate a gap between imagination and reality. Need to let fantasy die so actual relationship can form. Need to release idealized versions and meet each other as you actually are, not as you've been in each other's minds during separation. This navigation is work, is adjustment, is sometimes disappointing when reality doesn't match hope. But it's also potentially beautiful when reality exceeds imagination, when actual person is more interesting, more lovable, more compatible than fantasy version ever was, because fantasy is limited by your ability to imagine, while reality is full of surprises, discoveries, depths you couldn't have predicted. This reflection invites you to consider if they approach tomorrow declaring readiness and adoration. What's your honest answer, not your hopeful answer or your polite answer? Let me speak to what happens after they reveal themselves. If you reciprocate, if mutual readiness exists, the beginning is intoxicating, is everything you both imagined plus things you didn't imagine, is relief of finally having each other, is joy of discovering that the waiting was worth it, that the keeping each other in mind was justified, because what you build together validates everything you both felt during separation. But don't let intoxication override wisdom. Don't rush. Don't assume that strong feelings guarantee easy relationship. Don't skip the work of actually getting to know each other in present reality rather than relying on historical knowledge that might be outdated. That might not account for how you've both changed during time apart, during time when you were each becoming people you weren't, when you first knew each other or first felt this pull toward each other. Build slowly, build intentionally, build with awareness that adoration is beginning, not completion. That keeping someone in mind throughout everything is beautiful foundation, but foundation isn't house. Foundation is what house gets built on through sustained effort, through working, through conflicts, through choosing each other repeatedly, not just in a moment of declaration, but in all the moments after when choosing is less romantic and more routine. And if you don't reciprocate, if you have to decline what they're offering, do it with grace that honors what they've been carrying. I'm honored that you felt this way. I care about you deeply, but I don't feel romantic connection. I'm sorry. Clean, clear, kind enough without being so kind that they misread kindness as opening for hope. They'll hurt. Their adoration has been hoping for different answer. But honest hurt heals faster than false hope. Let them hurt. Let them grieve. Don't try to soften blow by maintaining friendship if friendship will torture them because they want more. Give them space to process, to release, to eventually redirect their adoration towards someone who can receive it the way they deserve to have it received. This person adores you, kept you in mind through everything. Now they're ready to show you. What you do with that gift is your choice. Receive it or decline it, but do so consciously. Do so with full awareness of what you're accepting or releasing. They've been carrying this for you. The carrying is ending. The showing begins now. Be ready. Be honest. Be clear about what you want and what you can offer. Their adoration deserves your truth, whatever that truth is.